All right, so this is another edition of our weekly recap on the market. So this is, Vlad, and we also have Rocky. So I'm gonna be talking about my trades for last week. Um, so these are my stats. I actually end up doing a February one. So February, the stats are pretty good as far as with the setups. OTC first red day, 71%. OTC green to red short, 76%. Even though I haven't had a many ascending triangle plays because I've been focusing on OTC, but the stats for that is 60%. And you have sector momentum, 82%. I took like one low hanging fruit this month, one OTC afternoon buy. So, but this is the one that, like I said, I definitely need to keep this down, 42%. And that number actually came from Thursday and Friday, majority of it. So, so far, having my best week to date. Last week finished it off with $12,439.16. Had four green days and one red day. I lost 1,400 on this day. So majority of my trades that I'm going to be talking about is going to be coming from this date because all these other dates, I pretty much executed what I need to execute, and also a little bit about Friday as well. Because I end up only making 146.88 on Friday. Let's just get into the trades. All right. So for Thursday, like it was, losing $1,400 was very avoidable. Because the fact that I was up on the day, on on Thursday, I was up. I think about like $300, and with the week that I was having, like, I mean, I can't. I kid you not. Like the stuff that just be going through my mind. I looked at the number. I'm like, I'm only up like $200. I'm like, man, that's peasant numbers. That's the thought that that popped in my head. Like yo, $200. Like you've been averaging, 4 or 5 thousand a day or whatever. And like looking at it now, like $200. I mean, that's still good money. Like you know, and the fact that what the market was giving, because I missed my opportunities right when the market opened, because my computer went down. I was in some trades overnight that was, that I was up on. Had to sell some of them for a loss because as soon as my computer went down, I had to be in scramble mode. And the plays that I was looking at the opening, they end up panning out, but I wasn't in it. So, what I did afterwards, so it was the 11th. What I did afterwards was just pure out of frustration. And I took more trades, probably, yeah, I took more trades than I wanted to. Like, look at this. This is all from the 11th right here. From here down here. So I took a big loss on Telray, $969. And okay, so backstory about Telray. Okay, let me paint the picture first. MJNA, I took a $909 loss on it. Reason why I took that loss, because I was thinking that this stock was gonna bounce. It's been up for the last couple of days. Oh, you see just green candle, green candle, green candle. Had this red day here, and I'm thinking that we're gonna get like a big bounce. So, with that being said, I did two things. I did two things wrong. Um, First thing, what I did wrong was, you know, I didn't play this bounce. Okay, so you have this. Here's the first bounce. It failed. It had another bounce here. Then finally, it had this bounce right around here. I was buying this, you know, around here. Like the bounce already took place, and then this is what I was thinking. I was like, okay, this stock been up all this time, and it just had this huge bounce. So I was thinking like this right here was consolidation. So with the consolidation, I got in like right, yeah, I think right around here. End up having to cut like right around here. Nope, I'm sorry. I took it right around here and end up cutting like right around to this dip. So the mistake that I did was like after I took, because the first loss, because this was a total of two trades, so I didn't just lose $900 all in one shot. I lost $900 in two trades. So first time I got it here because I'm thinking it's gonna have this rip up here and possibly get back to these highs. So I took some size. Saw that it started dipping. So I got out right around here. So I took like a $400 loss. Second time I got in was like right around here once it peaked above here. And, it was working. I was up a little bit. The next thing you know, you get this little candle right here, just massive dump. So, due to slippage, for some reason, like I put my sell order at 12 cents, and of course they're gonna get me filled at 12 cents, even though there was a lot of bidders, like right around this area, but I end up getting filled at what I put my limit at. So it's still on me. So with those two trades, I lost $900, and this is one thing I didn't know, and me and Rocky were just talking about this before we recorded this. Sector plays or the weed run normally don't have a bounce. Like I didn't know that. I'm thinking when I was playing this, I'm thinking, okay, this is a regular, OTC dip buy after a panic. But as you could see, no real bounce on this. So I think that was my biggest loss this month. Um, or was it Telray? Nope, Telray was. So Telray was a combination of maybe like six trades. Like I just kept shorting it. Like I just, well, I'm sorry, I kept trying to find a dip on it. So the fact that I was frustrated with OTC because I missed my trade because I had pre-planned it out. I think it was MMEFF or something like that.
MMN, not an
MM
E.
MMNFF. All right. So with this, I felt like this stock had owed me money, and the fact that it owed me money, I was trying to find the money somewhere else, and that was the whole reason why I started playing all these other charts, because this was a perfect first red day OTC. Like the panic on this, it was just like perfect. And I probably would have covered somewhere over here. But from 130 all the way down to here, like I missed this as soon as my computer went down. And I was frustrated. So one thing that I need to start realizing, if I do start getting frustrated, just walk away from the computer at least 10 minutes, 20 minutes, to clear my head, or else I'm just going to be looking for the money that I figured that I lost, that the stock owed me, and try to play it somewhere else. So with Telray, I just kept buying and this is not even a pattern of mine. I just kept buying it, like it dip up here, and I start buying it, panic, boom, take a loss. Um, so yeah, so just no pattern plays. overall on this, and I think I try to buy it here. Of course, it slammed. Tried to buy it here again, slammed again. Um, so yeah, so those were really my biggest mistakes on Thursday. Friday, almost the same. Playing no pattern plays. Like you see a whole bunch of no pattern, no pattern, no pattern, no. I'm just playing like stuff that's not even my pattern because I'm thinking like, okay, I need to I need to make more money. I've been on this winning streak, been making pretty good money, life changing money. So I need to continue to keep the streak going. So another trade that I took was NAK. NAK. That was on Friday, and the whole thesis behind it was, okay, all these stocks are above $1. This stock's not above $1, so I'm just gonna buy it. That was it, you know. And I took big size on it. Took like $6,000, 6,000 share position, and of course, I started buying it. I think I bought it here, and it ended up falling. Took a small loss, but with 6,000 share position, that's like two, three, $400. Even though like the percentage wise is small, and I think I end up holding it overnight. I end up taking another position like after hour, thinking like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna have a gap up, and of course it gapped down. So I end up taking another loss, um, so equaling out to $666 on the loss there. Then I have MMNFF. That was another thing too the day before. Played it too many times because I'm thinking a bounce was coming after a steep drop like this, and due to commissions and taking a loss with it. Again, it was just like, had I just avoided, and me and Rocky talked about it, had we just avoided just the weed sector on that day, it would have been a very good day for us. Um, so that's it as far as with the losers. Let me see any. Yeah, because like any other trades that I took, it was just like within my pattern, within you know what I trade. Like this $1,600 win, this was just a regular, green to red short. Like it was nothing special. The stock went red, I shorted it, and it panicked. So yeah, I mean, I said pretty big week last week, but last week's over with. Definitely want to get focused now with this coming week. Making sure that I buckle down, get back to what got me that very good week, and not trying to think like every day got to be a huge winner, because technically every day don't have to be a big winner. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Rocky.
You see my screen?
It's still loading.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna try to close and start it up again.
Good. All right. For me, uh, yeah, new best week. But like the trader's supposed to feel still not completely satisfied, still messed up in some areas. Um, as you can see, like Thursday, I did have a red day, and the rest of the days were just preparation, meeting opportunity, doing the same thing that I've always been doing, but just recognizing that the market is very, very hot. And when there's like 50 plays running and you've built yourself a system and you're confident in your system, you should start taking sides to get better. Like that's the next step. If you want to start making those next level gains, then you have to be able to uh, handle yourself with the amount of size and still be able to do the same process that you've always been doing. If I go into just important trades of the week, also another thing I want to point out, uh, finally passed at 35K overall in the profits, which
Nice.
is cool because it's pretty much just been since April, and or actually I'll say even May because these couple months I didn't really start trading until July,
Mm-hmm.
so it's crazy just to see that amount of growth.
Yeah.
And all I can say is that's just another testament to just putting in work, showing up every day, putting in screen time, and just falling in love with the market, treating it like it's a game instead of worrying about the money that you make every single day.
Right.
Um, Important trades that I took for the week. This week was just crazy. I took so many trades. Starting on Monday. I really just I felt like the main reason I wanted to size up was because Monday I really felt like I underperformed, and yeah, I did end up making $1,800 on the day, which is cool. But with the amount of opportunity that was presented to me and the amount of edge that I had throughout the market, I did not use my edge enough, which brought me into the next following day, Tuesday, where I ended up having my new best day, my personal best day, which was $4,000 at the time. And that just came from several opportunities, just from dip buys and breakouts. And pretty much that's all I was doing, just repeating this process with size, doing the same exact thing, just dip buys and breakouts. I can show you some of the pull up charts because there's so many there's just so many different plays that was going on. It's hard to really uh, bring out, or it's hard to really explain which play was the play that really made your month, because honestly there still have just been a lot of singles, but it's just the amount of opportunity, like the rate of opportunity coming from this market has just made everything really, really special, because there's been plays during midday, plays at the beginning of the day, midday, end day. It's almost like this week we were literally slaves to the market. Like we couldn't take our eyes off it because there was just so much opportunity. And yeah, I mean, your job as a trader is to take opportunities when you find the edge in the market. Let me think of specific trades that I want to go over. Actually, I'm gonna go over just that. Start off with Thursday, my red day for the week, and like Vlad was saying, it completely died, and this was my first time experiencing that. So I thought everything would just move like normal, where it just bounce right at specific lines. So as you can see right here, I have my 30 line drawn on this is the 11. So yep, I have my 30 line drawn right here, and you see we get this little wake up right here.
Hmm.
And from right there, that is when I initially brought my shares right there at 90 cents because it met the criteria, that 30 line. And immediately right after that, we just dropped down. And I didn't want to necessarily panic because I knew there would kind of be a way out of it. So what I did was I added another 1,500 shares onto my position at 75 cents. You can see I added 2 times, and I ended up selling at a 77 average, and that kind of got me really. Well, I added. This is what I did. I added to that original position at 75 to get me out of that position when it popped right here at 77. That's where I sold. But then again, I was thinking, dang, this thing is almost down 30 cents. It's still down 30%. It didn't give us a big bounce yet. Maybe if I add again and wait, and then it might give us a bounce. So I added in again at 75 here, another 1,500 shares, thinking that I could make my money back. Big position, $11,000, like dollar position wise, and I had to cut at 71. I will say I did do a fairly good job cutting, which is the number one thing, especially when you're handling the size. You have to be able to cut. If you don't cut like this was a bit out of my control because as soon as it was almost like I couldn't cut, but I still managed it as well as I could, and that's all I can really ask of myself. Even just adding that 75 and cutting that original one at 77. I didn't know it could get back up to 80, but it did. It still wasn't a very strong bounce, but cutting right there and then getting in at 75 and then having to cut at 71 still was a relatively good cut, even though it looks big on a P&L sheet, $500 loss. If I was to win, that's easy, maybe like $1,200.
Right.
Even probably more if I was to win. But as you can see, it was just like I fell in love with MMNFF because I was just watching it all week, and it was such a A+ setup. You just just from where it came from, had multiple green days, very extended, and it just had a death drop. But like I said, there was just no bounce in it at all, and it was almost like I was trying to force a bounce to happen in my head, and it just did not happen. I did end up getting a relatively small win on it. You see that $748 combined with the $95 win, so maintaining some of the losses that I took back. But overall, these didn't matter. I didn't recognize at the time that this was really not bouncing. I guess the trade that I did take on it, again, right here, that from 68.8 to 72, that was good because what my thesis behind it was right here. You see that you're kind of making that triangle right there, and you start getting higher lows. So my thesis behind that was if it breaks over 75, which was this top, it could really bounce. Did break up 75, and I was really down on my position from the early positions. I think I was down like 1,400 at the time. But I added in at 66.8. And was just riding it up. And once I saw that it couldn't break 75, once it tested up again right here, it tested up again right there, then started consolidating right here, I was just like, all right, I don't need to wait around. It's still like not doing exactly what I wanted to do. I'm going to be very frustrated with myself and not have a clear head if I not take any profits off the table, even though I know the potential of the play. It was better for me to manage myself for the day rather than to see a big win. And I am happy about that because I avoided just potentially taking a loss on the play, another loss on the play, which would have really, frustrated me throughout the day. Even though I still was a degenerate on it and still was trying to trade it at the end of the day, I did size down, you can see. But this play, I recognized that it really just was not working for me, and I just had to move on, wait till another day for potentially to, be the edge of mine. Um, but plays that I did kill on the day was something and everything outside the weed sector. I really did well on because it was meeting the criteria like HQGE. I'm still watching him going into the next week. I'm really mad I missed the play on the 12th where it really presented this perfect panic, and there was just so many plays going on that I just missed it. And it was on that second red day, but I played it on this day, and I just played it from right here and sold it up to here. So ended up hitting like a .0455 average, setting it up in the high fives, I think 5.1, and that was another just 10% cut me down in the day. So when I am down on the day, like see, I started the day down technically $1,400. When you're down that much, you should just think about managing your positions. Like for me personally, I'm confident right now. I've been so confident right now, just in my trading abilities, that I know that the wins may happen. I know the losses may happen, but my strategy, like it's good right now, and I trust myself. No matter like it's not. I'm not basing the things off emotions. I'm only taking a trade if the setup is there. And if the setup is there and I feel some type of confidence on it, then, I pull. Like, that's just how I've been feeling lately. And that's pretty much how I really cut down this day to only $200 day, which is, still just frustrating because I just went through, had to basically work myself out of the hole for this whole entire day, like playing a P&L game, but it's just something that I had to do. And so I will explain Wednesday. Wednesday was my personal best day, and there was just so much opportunity on Wednesday. And there was a first bounce on sales. Let me correct that real quick. Sales was a first bounce. VPER was a dip buy. That's kind of still messed up on it, not taking enough size. Then we had Bants, and I want to go over that, which was my new biggest gain. I made $3,000 off of Bant, which was great. So Bant, see that this has the ability to go supernova, and it pulls back hard. And that's kind of just how I wanted to play it because it has been a form of runner that I've seen before in history, and I just wanted to do the same thing. So right here we get this depth drop. We go under green red, and I did get a little bit undisciplined in this, just because I added right here because it dropped from 10. 30% of 10 is at 7, and you see we get this little green wedge right here. Immediately right here when we get this first thing first is once we get a green candle and it's not like significantly over like the average minute volume of the day, I probably should have got out, but I did not get out, and I ended up having to add to the loser right here, which was dangerous. but I did wait for the level to confirm again, and I actually bottom ticket right here at 0.05. I think, let me look, 0.055. Yeah, so right around here actually, and at 0.055. Let me check that one. Yeah, 0.055. And then I ended up just selling at the top at 0.065. And I just had big size. Then another mistake that I did make was it actually panicked again. And I didn't take it. Like, I just missed it. Did take it, but I didn't take it with size. I only had a $2,000 position. Made me upset. Um, so I had a bigger position at 2,000. At 7,000, it was still, it just wasn't big enough. Uh, but I ended up here at 0.0431. So almost bottom tick this one. This is where I bottom tick. And I just didn't see the bigger picture within that bounce. There's so many areas in bounce plays that you can really play off of. So one, you have this original first bounce, and then there's another play in it where you can play off the higher low, which I didn't play at, which I should have in hindsight, especially just with how the market was going.
Yeah.
So just trying to uh, take every single opportunity that I see. Going into Monday, I'm still watching this because now we're down three red days in a row, and after 3 red days, you get a panic going in the morning time. There's maybe a potential first green day, but this is on the back end of plays. It's not really that interesting to me right now. Um, going in, I'm mainly looking at Bitcoin stocks going until tomorrow, and other stocks just good setups like ENZC, another like just ascending triangle. I mean, ascending triangle play where it's 3 red days in a row, three like really down red days in a row. Still a pump. You could give a good opportunity going into tomorrow for first green day. Same thing with VPR.
B
Um,
BRLL. I think that's gonna be a good one to watch.
BRL.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
potential.
have that one. It's in my like first tier plays. So this is another opportunity for a panic get by. You see it recovered all the way up. One thing I do not like about this play is see the choppiness of the chart. See how it's not as fluid as the other charts. Like comparing it to ENZC. How it's like more just fluid through
Yeah.
every move, every minute. I'm also watching just the wheat stocks as well because they still have not bounced. And yes, they have. This was a green day technically, but I believe if it consolidates, maybe another day, and then it'll have a real bounce. I'm still looking at the same thing with MNA, MJNA. Still watching ALPP because it's still a pump and present a lot of opportunity. Lead play, still watching. So just always paying attention to all these former runners, trying to stay in tune with the market. Just whatever the market is giving, I want to be there. I want to be thinking about and every edge that the market gives, I want to be able to attack that opportunity. And I feel like I did a fairly decent job of that last week, but just still not good enough because I was missing too many plays and not taking full advantage of every single opportunity. whether it's taking enough size or whether it's holding longer. Just things that I just need to work on. But that's pretty much it. It's cool because I'm finally seeing that like exponential growth, especially just on my property. Just how my graph looks, just it
Right.
looks just good right now.
Yeah. Definitely a good feeling.
That's yeah, but that's all I have for right now.
All right, so we're about to sign out.